is you have a system that constantly changes, you're going to have some hiccups. And Derek Carr, he did have a great year in 2016, but people are saying, was that a fluke year? And quarterbacks don't just forget how to play football. I think
Right.
you mentioned it earlier. He's a middle-of-the-pack quarterback, so he has to have pieces around him to flourish, has to have a strong offensive line, which he did not have this year, has to have a number one wide receiver who the head coach is going to be willing to use and target 10 times a game. Didn't have that with Amari Cooper, regardless of what you said about his attitude. Once he's gone to Dallas, I don't think he was targeted enough. And you just have to think about it in a holistic way instead of singling out Derek Carr and saying, well, why isn't he this MVP quarterback that he was in 2016? I think you have to look at everything in context.
I think the biggest thing you brought up there, Mo, was the offensive line play. When in 16, that offensive line was known as quote unquote Carr insurance. They were dominant up front and pretty much never let Carr get touched until that fluky sack at the end of the season that broke his leg. But that has to be one of the biggest reasons, on top of the fact that he's in a brand new system yet again, that he hasn't been able to find the consistency in his play. But like you mentioned, the talent is obviously there. We've seen the talent. We've seen the fourth quarter comebacks. This guy doesn't get rattled back there, but everybody wants him out. It's almost as though they have forgotten about how horrific quarterback play has been from the time Rich Gannon broke his neck until the time Derek Carr actually got there.
Right. And again, I think it's just a matter of impatience, and people want it now. They don't want to see development. They don't want to wait for it. They want to see it now. And I think it's the wrong approach to take. And I think you guys mentioned this too. I made this mistake at the beginning of the year saying this is the critical year that Derek Carr has to show something. And what we didn't take into account was the fact that he has to absorb the system, go through the bumps and bruises. And I know people don't want to hear this, but going into the sixth year, I would say this is his critical year, right? He has to show that he's that quarterback that can bring this team to at least the playoffs.